Welcome back to Tech Solutions. Today we're exploring one of the most important foundations of Linux, the directory structure and the basic navigation commands that help you move through it. Many new users open the terminal for the first time and feel like they've stepped into a system that speaks a different language. Linux isn't confusing on purpose, it just follows a very organized structure. Once you understand how the file system is built, everything from file management to troubleshooting becomes far easier. Linux is shaped like a tree. At the very top of this tree is a single slash, the root directory. This is the starting point of the entire operating system. Everything you see, every folder, every system component, branches out from this one location. Once you understand the purpose of each branch, the entire structure becomes predictable instead of mysterious. One of the most important places in this structure is the home directory. This is where each user gets their own private space. If you're logged in as a user, all your personal files, your desktop items, downloads, documents, and media live inside your own home folder. This is the only area where you have full freedom to create, delete, organize, and experiment. It's basically your room inside the larger Linux house. Then there's the etc directory. This is where Linux stores almost all system configuration files. Anything related to network settings, system services, login behavior, or application defaults is tucked neatly inside etc. These files are nearly all simple text files, which means Linux lets you configure the system using human-readable instructions instead of locked proprietary formats. When something needs adjusting at the system level, this is usually the first place professionals look. Another major area is the USR directory, which is essentially the warehouse of Linux. Applications, libraries, icons, documentation, shared resources, everything that programs rely on usually lives somewhere inside USR. When you install software from your package manager, the pieces of that software typically get arranged under USR in a clean, organized way. Even though it feels like a big directory, it's one of the most structured parts of Linux. var handles all the constantly changing data. Log files, caches, temporary database files, print queues, anything that grows, updates, or shifts during normal system operation gets stored inside var. If you ever need to debug something or check what the system has been doing, the logs inside var tell the story. It's the diary of the operating system. bin and SBIN are two more essential locations. These contain the core executable tools that make Linux function. Bin holds general utilities used by all users, while SBIN holds system-level tools intended for the administrator. You interact with these binaries every single time you run commands, even if you never realize it. They're tiny programs that quietly run the show. TMP is exactly what it sounds like, a temporary working area. Applications use it to store files that don't need to survive a reboot. The system clears this folder automatically, which means you should never save anything important there. It's more like a scratch pad the system uses behind the scenes. Root is the home directory of the root user, the administrator of the entire machine. This is not the same as the system root at the top of the tree. Root is simply the personal home space for the superuser, just like home is for normal users, but with much more power. Now that you've seen how the Linux world is laid out, let's talk about how to actually move through it. Navigation in Linux is done entirely through simple commands. When you want to know where you currently are, you use the command that prints your working directory. It's your absolute location inside the file system, like checking your GPS coordinates. If you want to see what's inside the folder you're currently in, you use the command that lists the directory contents. You can expand it to show more details like sizes and permissions, or to reveal hidden files that Linux keeps out of sight by default. These hidden files often hold configuration information, and learning to view them helps you understand how Linux personalizes settings for each user. To switch to another directory, you use the command that changes your location. If you want to go back one level, you use the version that steps upward in the directory tree. If you want to instantly return to your home folder, Linux gives you a shortcut for that as well. Once you practice this, navigating through folders becomes as natural as browsing files on a graphical desktop. Creating a new directory is just a matter of using the command designed for that purpose. When you no longer need a folder, the command for removing empty directories handles it cleanly. For a folder containing files, you can use the recursive removal command, which wipes everything inside. That one requires respect. You don't want to point it at the wrong place. For users who like visual structure, there's also a command that displays the directory tree as a branching map. It gives a clear picture of how everything is arranged, and it's especially helpful when you're learning or when you're trying to understand a complex folder. By the time you master these directory concepts and basic movements, Linux stops feeling like a locked room and starts feeling like a toolbox you can actually use. Navigation is one of those skills that pays off everywhere: installing software, editing configs, troubleshooting problems, organizing files, and understanding how the entire operating system fits together. More Linux tutorials, tips, and deep dives are coming your way, so stay connected and keep exploring.